The stereotype is that black people can't swim, or in some cases shouldn't swim. Oh, don't swim, that's a white sport. And, you know, that pains me. It's almost like nails on a chalkboard.
I did grow up hearing that, yeah, people of color can't swim and aren't very good at swimming.
I think me being a swimmer makes it different, because I was like, that's just rude, I can swim.
It's a stereotype that has implications that go far beyond just, you know, cultural sport issues. We're talking life and death. When you look at the CDC data, you look at the 0 to 14 age group, drowning is the second highest cause of accidental death. And then among those drowning deaths, African American children drown at a rate 3 times higher than Caucasians.
The investigation continues this morning after a 6-year-old boy drowned while swimming in a pool.
Life and death, that's the one reason to throw stereotypes out the window and approach this issue and say, hey, you know, we need to learn how to swim.
On the Cayman Islands, because it's so small, everybody swims. And because we're surrounded by water, it was like the sport that everybody went to do. So it was just something that we all just kind of picked up from a young age.
In Texas, high school swimming was everything, but then like, so was club swimming. So like, club swimmers would swim on high school teams, and it's big rivalries, and then they'd be together on club teams, and then be like a bigger rivalry against another club team, and it's a really different in Texas. Even now, I walk into a store, they're like, oh, you're an athlete. I'm like, yeah, I am an athlete. And they're like, oh, you play basketball? I'm like, no. They're like, volleyball? And I'm like, no. And they're like, what do you play? And I'm like, I'm a swimmer. And they're like, oh, are you good at it? I'm like, yes.
Cori is finishing hard as well as Megan.
You know, I talk about it. And that in and of itself sometimes is a great precursor to change, because without honest and frank dialogue, you know, it's hard to elicit the change response that you want to see.
I think it's better to lead by example. There are some people may listen, but, you know, may not choose to do anything. But when they see you step out and make that first step, they may be inclined to follow.
So I think as Christians, we ought to stand up for cultural stereotypes that just simply aren't true. You know, whatever their basis, whatever their reasoning, you know, if the facts don't support that point of view, I think we owe it to call them out. Respectfully, peacefully, you know, with love. This is something that the swimming community wants. We want more diversity. And again, you know, we want it because we want to help, you know, save people's lives.